Found some old PC games, CD ROM. I grew up on this kind of stuff. But, full disclaimer, I've not played any of these. I've just found them in a shelf. But I do mess with racing games. Typically, though, more with the illegal ones. So yeah, we got GTR. They got a couple of tracks here. We've got Monza, Estoril, Magny-Cours, Anderstorp. These just sound made up. But I think they're in German too, so it would be Anderstorp, Barcelona, Oschersleben, Bergusa, BRNO, Donington. I hope those are racing tracks. I'm not very familiar with racing. I do watch F1 from time to time, but that's about it. Not a single clue. This is what the back looks like. I always liked looking at the pictures. I didn't do a lot of reading. So I think this is released in October 2004. And they tell you that there's even more stuff you can download online. But yeah, I guess 2004 was when EA was not horrendous. I mean, they have made good games, but sadly, those are all in the past. And now, they are overcome by greed. Okay, how thick this this manual is, by the way. There's no way. They literally explain all of the nitty-gritty game stuff. They even got the credits. These are basically credits. Yeah, here are the tracks. I mean, I could do a whole video on just this manual. They even got multiplayer for 2004. That's pretty crazy. I got sim racing rigs. That's pretty cool. But yeah. Arcade mode. And for some reason there's two discs. I'm not that well cultured to know why they're including two discs. But anyway, moving on. We've got Grand Prix. Someone must have been a racing fan. It's not me though. Got a couple of nice illustrations. Oh, it's an add-on. My bad. It's an add-on to Grand Prix 3. And there's no add-on inside, but another manual. When was the last time that you used a CD or a disc or anything? I mean, I'm playing like games and listening to songs, watching movies, but I don't remember the last time I used a CD to listen to music or used a DVD player to watch a movie. I don't think my PC even has a CD ROM player installed. I also got a new zipper. I'll probably make an entirely separate video about it. I can tease it maybe. The mic's a little in the way, but that's fine. The system requirements are Windows 7, an Intel Core 2 Duo 2.4 gigahertz, memory 2 gigabytes of RAM, 12.5 gigabytes free hard drive space, and the video card is NVIDIA GeForce 7800. There's no disc in this one either. It's quite gray outside. It was sunny these past couple of days now. News. DTM. No idea what that stands for, but Race Driver 2. Okay, the only racing games that I have played were Most Wanted, Underground, and I played a little bit of Forza. And the most recent one is Tokyo Extreme Racer or Drifter. I don't remember. I'm pretty sure it's a racer though, because in the game, like, I'm trying to do like drifts, like in Need for Speed, but I'm pretty sure it's more focused on like Japan street racing instead of drifting. But nonetheless, because there's little drifting, whenever you do hit a nice drift, it feels even more accomplishing. Verschiedene Rennklassen. Knallharte Rennaction bis zu 21 Autos auf der Strecke. Rallye-Action im Gelände. Rennfieber bei über 300 km/h. Fotorealistische Grafik und verbesserte Karrieremodus. If that doesn't sound insane, then I don't know what does. Got a couple of brands up there. They had online races with up to 12 players. And this was released in 2004 as well. And it sounds like the disc is still inside. Yeah, I kind of miss going into a store, and so what I would do whenever we'd go into like an electronics store was, I don't know, my parents would be picking up something that was important for like cooking or cleaning, or maybe it was entertainment. But whenever we'd go to like an electronics store, I would just just always go to the games and like the peripherals and stuff like that. And then I would just take a game, look at the back, if the pictures looked cool, then I would try and convince my parents that this game was going to change my life. Obviously that didn't work, but it did work a couple of times. And that's what really mattered, right? I mean, you only really need a couple of games, which my parents didn't really understand, which is why they never really wanted me to have a console, because they were convinced that as soon as you have a console, you're going to end up spending so much money on games, which, you know, I kind of understand, especially if you are a FIFA player or anything along those lines. But I was never like a FIFA player, and I mean, like, nowadays there's so many free games. I mean, Fortnite's free, so you can basically play any game in Fortnite. But speaking of FIFA, got an OG 07. The stickers, look at them. Holographic. That's pretty cool, right? I'm pretty sure the only FIFA I played was on a Wii. And you can imagine, to be honest, it was quite fun, but not a big soccer player. I only played in real life for a couple of years. The pictures. For some reason, these pictures have way more character to them in comparison to today, I feel like. I mean, I don't really understand why. It's all gotta look as realistic as possible. I don't really agree with games having to be as realistic as possible. I definitely prefer a more cartoony, maybe not cartoony, but like a unique style of graphic, you know? Maybe like the Dark Souls games. And, I mean, if you're totally honest, people are not gonna play your game if it's like maxed out on graphics. If the gameplay is just bad and not fun. So I definitely do think that going with a little shittier graphics, and instead, while going with the shittier graphics, if that means that you can have a game that has good gameplay and it feels good to play, then that is more fun than having a pretty game that feels not fun to play. And I feel like that's why a lot of the older games still hold up to this day, because the gameplay is fun. They don't necessarily look incredible, but it does matter because they look unique to their game. Like, I don't know, Super Mario Galaxy. I played that a lot, 1 and 2. And I mean, I guess Mario is like an exception, but not really. I mean, imagine Mario had like realistic graphics. I think it would just be like, it would just be worse, because you're like trying to escape into this like world, and I just feel like it's gonna be more difficult, because it looks like the real world, so what's the point? But anyway, I'm just yapping. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see if I can find any more discs or like cases. If you would like to save my life, you can do that by subscribing down below. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, or a pleasant evening. Take care, stay safe, and I will see you very soon, okay? Love you. Bye-bye.